magical.
Okay, all right. Well, I am Dominic Stapleton. I am CEO of Stapleton Sports Group, and I am Tamara Walcott's manager. What is next for me is we want Tamara, well, not even we want. We have been working on docuseries. We've been working on books. So getting her story, which is not over yet, but the part of the story that a lot of people know, giving the world the next parts of it. So that's what's next for us. Or for me, like making that part of her journey come to life.
I am Lydia Castaneda, and I am the manager for the Women's Strength and Fitness Center here at Benchmark. What's next for me? Continuing to grow the space because of so many misconceptions about weight training and fitness with women. It has been difficult to get girls into the space. And so just really building that and welcoming the girls in from all walks of life. And so, yeah, more awareness and more stories in that space with our girls. And in my personal life, getting out of my head and maybe going to the competition.
You're going.
Absolutely going, and I'm gonna be checking up to see.
Yeah, so it's definitely those are probably for me, and just my family, of course. I'm in quite the season in my life, even like for me, like finding myself again, and me and my husband finding each other again. And it's like, okay, this is what's next, and we're going to do this together. So, yeah.
It's amazing.
Love it. My name's Tamara Walcott, strongest woman in the world in powerlifting, strongest Black woman in the world.
Period.
Clock it. I am also a strength and fitness coach. I coach men and women, and I'm an accountability coach, a strength coach. What's next for Tamara? This chapter of my life, I'm calling it The Rise. In The Rise, a lot of what Tamara plans to do is it's all about the future for me, and that has not changed. You're going to see me talking to more kids. You're going to see me doing more motivational speaking. You're going to see me coaching women, telling and pouring into them and pulling out what they already have inside, that they're amazing in whatever shape, size, body that they're in. So that's what's next for me. Just continuing to grow on top of what I've already done and continue to plant the seed in others to pull out what they have inside. So that's what's next for me. And you're going to see me on somebody's TV screen, so be ready. Marvel, DC Comics, who's going to get me first? I don't know. Will I be a villain or will I be a hero? Inquiring minds want to know.
Absolutely.
I'm Keisha Finney, and I'm a Lancaster artist, born and raised. What's next for me is I have another mural. Not surprising, but it's the biggest one of my career so far. So I'm excited to see where that takes me and how much I'm going to learn about myself through that process. And for my personal life, to keep pouring into myself and being okay with the hands I was dealt and keep going forward.
Okay, so immediately sent it to my manager, but after looking at it, seeing it, the first thing I thought of is the little girl in me that was opening the page of a history book, looking at the Eiffel Tower but never seeing it, looking at the Sphinx but never seeing it, looking at the Twin Towers but not seeing it yet, looking at all these different things that I was able to physically read in a book but not touch, that other people would be able to see that and see me and know who I am, standing next to other strong, resilient women in a sport that wasn't necessarily geared towards them, but they came in, they crushed it, and they excelled. So that immediately gave me chills, and I was like, are you kidding me? Me in these people's hallways, me for these kids to see every day. Like, that's one of the things that I first felt. I was like in awe. And I'm like, why me? But then I'm like, why not me? right? And so it felt really good when I first saw it. Yeah, and it's crazy because I actually just saw an outline of it because I saw it in its rawest form when you were still penciling it out. But just tagging me and then sending it, and I zoomed in, I was like, they done put me on a wall in somebody's mural somewhere. I didn't know where it was. I didn't know who did it or why it was done. I was like, it was crazy. And it meant everything to me. Yeah. Sent it to my kids, sent it to my manager, sent it to my mother. And my mother was like, what was this? I can't see. I was like, zoom in, Mom. They're painting me on somebody's wall somewhere. Yeah, and that's kind of how it went. Yeah.
I mean, as an artist, when Lydia came to me with the job, I knew I was going to be I wanted to paint portraits of Black women because I never get to do that when I paint murals because I'm always trying to make somebody else's vision come to life. But with Benchmark, it's places where everyone looks like me, so I knew I was going to be able to put in my stamp on the mural. So I started working out with Lydia once we started working out on the mural, and it wasn't until she told me who Tamara was, and then I did this deep dive of your life and seeing if anyone actually painted a mural of you first, because every artist would do that. So I did some research and was trying to find the pictures of you, and the way that my style is, I wanted the girls of the Women's Strength and Fitness Center to be help paint as well. So I wanted to make it easy enough that they could help me do all of the background work. So that's kind of how it came to fruition.
So it's interesting. We would always kind of, we have long before the mural, we would have the conversation of like, oh my gosh, what if she came here one day? And like, I knew who she was. I had been following you for quite some time, and like head over heels because just the similar stories. And so the same when we started the mural and Will gave me the go ahead and was like, do whatever you want, it's your space. It was an immediate, like, she has to be there. Like, you were the first. It wasn't like the others then you were the first choice. Because we are at our core power lifters. Will is a power lifter. We have quite a few power lifters with our staff, and y'all saw last night quite a few students. And so it was without question. And it started, like, I wasn't going to tag or do anything until it was over. Like, I was like, let's wait till we get to the end. And I'm like, oh, maybe. And, like, Keisha tagged her, and I was like, oh. And it just, like, happened. Like, she responded and was like, sure, like, send the information, email my manager, and let's talk. And I remember putting the email together. I was, like, typing and shaking that Will had to be like, it's all right. Just send it. I'm like, what if they don't respond? What if they don't want to? And he's like, then they don't want to. Like, that's it. And I think like a week went by. And every time I got a new email notification, I was like,
I would ask Lydia every day.
Yeah.
Like,
She's like, did they respond? Did they respond? And I'm like, girl, I promise I'll tell you when they do. Like, my nerves are already bad. Yeah, and you did, and it started to just kind of slowly but surely happen. And if I'm being truly transparent, it wasn't until maybe like 2-3 weeks prior to the event that I believed it. I was like, okay, this is really going to happen. Oh, wow. Because I was so that even like I waited to the last minute for certain things because I'm like, I don't want to do this, and then it doesn't happen, and God forbid, and I look like a fool, and just all these different scenarios playing in my mind. And so for it to have happened and to be here is insane. Like, it's just like, this is the only word I can think of. It really is.
Y'all gonna make me cry.
but even tagging you, like, when I make art, I tag, like, I don't really paint people unless they inspire me, like, at all. Like, and
That's
I don't paint men usually either. So for you to even see my art with the following that you have, it's not something that I've ever had before either. So I texted Lydia right away, and she's like, shut up.
I think I said shut the because I was so like, I'm like, don't play. Like,
it's just something that I've never, like, little Keisha, like, you talk about that all the time, and I'm always trying to feed my inner self and the younger self who didn't have what she has now and how hard it took me to get here. So just being in this moment is surreal.
We got tissue
yeah.
in this room. I'm gonna need it, and I don't know if we got tissue, but I'll work through it if we don't. But
Yeah.
and before you go on, I have to say this because I was the first on the wall. Like it wasn't like
Yes. Keisha can attest to the fact that I was like, it has to
Wow.
be her.
wow.
Like if we can't, and
Yeah.
the girls,
And there aren't many
helped.
photos of you, so I was trying to find a photo, but like they all had to work around your pose
wow.
to fit into that image.
God.
So
Look at
yeah,
the Lord.
yeah,
Yeah, it was, and it's interesting because a lot of our girls didn't know who you were, and so then of course they started Googling and YouTubing, and they're like, "What? Like this? It's like." She just picked that up, like she just, and I'm like, yes, because they're used to seeing in this space like the guys do heavy lifting like that, and like one of our staff members, holds, I think he still holds the state record, and so that's what they're used to, and so to see that, and for me, like I told Keisha as we were brainstorming, I'm like, I know that, I said I don't care what else you do. Like I literally said to her, I was like, I don't care what else you do with this mural, but she has to be on here. And then we went from there.
yeah. I saved you for last too, because like when I paint, I'm so like intricate about like I don't want to show my art like you were telling me about your daughter unless it's good enough. So like I was like, she's gonna be here, and this wasn't confirmed yet, so I'm like, she's gonna come, so I had to do her the best. Like I don't even care about anybody else on this mural because I had to do you the best
Let me
because you're
tell you,
gonna
girl,
come see
I
it.
walked up and I still coming down the steps. I was like,
Yeah.
that looks just like my eyelash. My lips, perfection.
Yeah.
Man.
And black women are easiest for me to paint too, so it was like it was meant to be.
And y'all,
Yeah.
we're gonna share the mural, I think, at the end of this podcast. But she had my glutes gluten.
That's the same thing I said
Things was
yesterday.
staying. It was sitting. I look good. I look good.
Yeah, I even got the part in your cut and everything. I was like,
Yes, you did. I saw that, the zigzag. And I
Yeah.
was like, damn. I was like, Dom, that really looked like me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just like
it was.
me.
Yeah, when I saw the part, I was like,
Yes.
Keisha.
Right.
She's like,
How
I'm not
did-
playing.
The hoops
like
were
she-
hooping.
yeah, I never want to be that artist that paints somebody and doesn't do it justice, because like you get bad memes from that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm like, no,
It's like they,
I'm not
they
being
do the
that.
wax figures.
Yeah,
and
like
it's like,
the
no, that
statue.
don't even look like me.
The
at
D
all.
Wade one. Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Keisha's like, you ain't putting that on my name.
So yeah,
Oh,
that's why I
man.
take my art so seriously, because it has my name on it, and that's how you feel about powerlifting too.
Absolutely. All about quality, not quantity, right? Yeah.
And I think the timing was perfect because you had Walcott Records at the beginning of the year. You know, you were transitioning from, yes, I'm an athlete, but I'm also like the trailblazer in the space. So I feel like the mural just commemorated the last 4 years and like stepping into that new chapter of who Tamara is and what you're leaving back, your legacy. So I think the timing of it was impeccable.
Yeah, and like, because I was telling you about the mural that's outside the building. I applied for that one, and I think if I got that one, I wouldn't have been painting the mural that's inside the stairwell.
Yeah.
So it was perfect that I got that and I just kept working, I always do, and Lydia reached out to me,
And that also went without question. Like when we were talking about a mural, there was no question that Keisha was the artist to do it. And not even because I knew her previously or it's like, nepotism or whatever. It was like, I know Keisha is the artist who's going to bring this to life because she's a black woman, because she needed to see that when she was little, just like me, just like our girls. And so I'm like, if you can't right now, we'll wait. Like I'm like, we'll wait for you, because it had to be her.
You know what's crazy, talking about that, and then not to get off subject a little bit, but living in the islands, right, I never saw that differentiation of black and white, right? Moving to Maryland, I did experience a lot of that. Like I literally, when Majli was 6 months old in a car, someone stopped me at a red light and said the word to me, right? And that's my first time, and I was 20-something years old hearing that. But I say all that to say this, it's like, at the end of the day, like, I am now realizing, and especially when I broke that all-time world record, that it's okay to be in my blackness. Like, I'm a black woman,
Yes.
right? And stand in that. And all my life I stood in that. But then there was a moment in my life that I had to like wheel back from it. Like, you can't be too loud, you can't be too proud, you can't be too boisterous, you can't be too passionate because it's gonna be looked at as something
Like,
else.
like the angry
But
black.
now, exactly, the angry black woman. No, I'm not angry, I'm passionate.
Exactly.
Right.
I switched my frame of wording because I always got the same thing too, and I'm very passionate about everything in my life, whether it's just art, or how I treat people, or how I do things, or how I organize stuff. So yeah, I had to keep telling people that I'm not angry, I'm passionate. So yeah,
And I'm not aggressive, I'm intentional.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, I did experience some of that when I moved. But like, I'm living in the moment of, no, I'm black, I'm proud, I'm passionate. Yeah.
I actually, when I was telling someone about you coming to Benchmark, and they asked who you were, and I shared, and I was like, she is currently the strongest black woman in the world. And they were like, well, strongest woman in the world. And I turned and I was like, no, you heard what I said. She's the strongest black woman in the world.
Yeah.
And just kind of like, and the face was okay, like, no, we're not doing it. And again, the same for our girls, like, yes, have that fire in your belly. Don't stand down when you know something is wrong. But how do you use that to really be powerful and make an impact on your community? And so, yeah, being able to have that, and them working with Keisha, like being able to bring that to life, and knowing that like they had their hands in that. They helped paint things. They helped, and a few of them, like Jada, believe it, it's like there's so many similarities.
I called
with
Jada
her.
to help me at the end. She was the only one that would come help me. So
and she's just like Keisha. She's very intentional, very picky. Her lines have to be perfect. And so yeah, like when there was extra work to be done, it was like, come on, Jada, and she always came through. And yeah, so they get to walk up and down those steps knowing like, I painted that, I painted that, I put that
A
there.
part of me is in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now they met you.
Yeah.
They shared, this space with you. So not only did they help paint it, but it's like, I know her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can reach out and I can say, hey, remember me? Like, I know her.
Yeah. I'd have to say both days there's been, yesterday obviously with the lift party, and I think for me, like our young men who were so excited that you were coming, and it speaks to the culture that we've created, that like everyone deserves to be here. It isn't just like, it wasn't this like, but she's a woman. Like, so like they were like, what? Like they were undone, could not wait. They're like, I'm about to get pro tips from the best. Sign me up. They're like, where's the waiver? Give it to me right now. And to see them get to like live that and be a part of it. And even today, like in the girls' circle, one of our young ladies who was talking about like what Benchmark had done for her and got like really emotional about it. I remember when she came in, she wouldn't say a word. She didn't talk a lot. She was so timid. And to see her come to life and to really take hold of who she is, and for us to provide that space for her, like she really does feed our bellies and our souls. Like when she cooks for Open Gym, she cooks with so much intention and so much love. And she's like, it has to be enough, and everybody needs to be able to take some home just in case they don't have anything at home. Like she's such a big sister / mother hen, and it. And so I'm like, where else would she have been able to do that? And that's been huge, like having her see you. And I think too, there was this, someone's famous is coming. And so they were waiting for this, almost like a chip. Like, I'm famous, I'm here.
Yeah.
And one of our girls this morning was like, yo, she's cool as like just I was like, right, and they're like, not for real, like she's cool as shit. She can come back. And so it was like there was
wasn't
this
that stiffness, right?
at all. Like I think they were worried about, and I even told them, I'm like, yo, like don't change. You don't have to be fake or anything else. Like I want her and I want her team to see y'all exactly the way you are. And so they mind you, they were respectful, and as they should, and they always are, but there was no change. There was no shift in their behaviors. And you Esther class.
Yep.
I was like, oh my
And I was
God.
right there with her. Like, girl, I feel you.
Yeah, like there was no change. And again, it speaks to what's been created at Benchmark, but then even to who y'all are. Like it was, you walked in with so much respect, like, hey, like we just want to come in here and be with y'all. You lead the way versus this, just so you know who I am.
Yeah.
And,
no.
you know, us having to
I've never been about it being a production. Like, you're going to get the authenticity. You're going to get me, how you get me. And how you get me is me being real all the time.
Yeah, and they were like just really floored, and I over and over they're like, even my son, like this morning when he came to work out, he was like quoting things that you said and like, you know, being mindful. I was telling Dominique, like when he lifts, he'll just go in raw, and I'm like, you're gonna be 25 years old injured and no good, like stop. And now because you were here and he saw you do it, and I'm like, okay, all right, I've been telling you, but now you, but I'm like, you know what, I'll take it. So yeah, it's been incredible to see. It has been incredible to see. And when I say that, like, y'all are welcomed here, I'm not even speaking for me, I'm speaking for our students. They're like, tell them what's up, when's the next visit.
You know, kids don't play.
Right.
They say how it is,
Yes.
They can feel
how
it.
they feel, how they
Yes.
mean in the moment.
Yes.
And just make sure your skin is thick.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
And
I love
ours
it.
will make sure that you're super uncomfortable and never come back. They're so protective over this space and over our culture that they're like, nah,
Yeah,
we're
they
gonna go
not
ahead and
welcome
make
back.
you
We're okay
real
with that.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So you can't come back. And I love that for them.
I love that for them. I love that for here. Yeah, because this should be protected. Like, only thing that I've been saying today is like, this is magical. Like, I don't know if y'all heard me say it, but I was like, yo, this is magical.
Yeah.
Like, y'all got a gem, okay? Like a gem. But let me tell you about my one thing that I like stuck with me is literally Georgia is the little girl Georgia. I think her name is Georgia. Little girl that came to watch me.
Oh yes,
I think her name is
Holland's
Georgia.
daughter.
I was like, you
yes.
sweet, like a little Georgia peach.
Yes,
But
yes, Holland's
she
daughter.
kept like running up close to me as I was lifting, and I could see her from the corner of my eye. Her mother kept trying to pull her back, but it's like she almost wanted to get closer. And it's not just her, but in the moment when I was lifting and surrounded, and you guys do it very well here. When someone's lifting, you start to cheer and champion that person on. So no matter who was lifting or when they were going, it's like everyone stopped to look, not just for me, but for everyone, right? And they poured into everyone. But the real thing that stuck with me is that if they can see, and I have not touched 400 or 500 pounds in months, guys.
Wow.
Because I'm on this off season and I'm cutting and trying to lose weight. But the energy y'all gave me yesterday, I wanted to make sure them kids knew that if I can do it, they can do it too. So that is me doing those 5 reps and those 4 reps and almost 500 pounds yesterday, untrained for it in a moment. Thank God my body muscle memory is there. But it was not for me. It wasn't about me in that moment. It was for them, right? Because if I can do it, they can do it. That's, again, me going back to reading that book, seeing the Sphinx, seeing the Eiffel Tower, seeing the people that I thought were incredible before I can touch them. I'm like, I'm right here. I'm going to show them better than I can tell them that anything and everything they put their minds to is possible. If Tamara can lift 405, Maui, you saw that? I know because I did 4 reps, he did 4 reps. But he probably did not know that he could do that, but he saw it, and there it was, right?
He absolutely was eating up the energy. Absolutely. Like you could see he was waiting for his turn.
Yes.
Like everybody's
Yes.
going and he's just looking like, come on, hurry up.
Monster.
Yes.
So the biggest thing was those things for me, just everyone pouring into each other in that moment, and that they're going to be able to look back at a hard time in their life saying that, she don't look like she can lift that, but she did it once. Oh, she going again? Oh, she going again? Oh, she going again? That lets me know she could do it 4 times. I could probably at least do it once, right? Yeah, so I think that's going to always be the impact for me, just reminding others that what you put your mind to is possible, and the hard things aren't that hard as long as you keep trying. Yeah.
I would say for me, it's definitely having the kids being able to see the power that my art has brought to this space, and they thanked me every time. So like it almost makes me want to cry because like Liv, before she left, she was like, "Thank you so much. This wouldn't have happened if it weren't for you." So it's just like moments like that, because I feel like I never had anything like that. So to be able to be in the space where kids are looking at me now, it's so powerful.
Yeah. And they love you.
They do.
They love
and like
you.
I'm
And they
new here, but
know-
they treat me like I've been here forever.
Yeah.
Oh, I
and
couldn't
they
even
know
wouldn't
you
even
love
know.
them. I could not
I wouldn't even know.
I
know.
haven't been here
It's
for a
here.
year. So
Oh,
wow.
I
Yeah.
come Wednesday and mentor them, and they treat me like someone who's been here since
Yeah.
they started.
And that's the thing, like when they love you, they love you. And they do. And it is, again, the same for them. Like when you came in and to do the art, they're like, "Oh, she's black." Like she's black for real. Like and yeah, and it was, and again, another of my whys. It was like I could have found a number of different, and I was like, nope. No. And I'm like, if you can't right now, you're not ready right now, that's fine, we'll wait.
Yeah, it was almost like over a year before I actually got to start the mural, but we've been talking about it for like a couple years before.
Wow.
I was just been so busy. So it all worked out the perfect time.
Yeah.
The timing. I think my moment, honestly, was seeing how amazed Tamara was with Maui, and just like everyone, you know, like she's not easily impressed, but she loves the kids. So I think like this environment, and then watching somebody else with just that raw strength and confidence that he had. You know, and even Jada, that's her name, Jada, that was with her squat, you know, like
in that 190 PR.
yeah, you know, like to the outside people, they're like, oh, 190. But like you were really
That's
pumped
hard.
for that for her. You're like, she's gonna PR while I'm here, you know, and watching you get so hyped up and like kind of fall back in love with the sport in a way, you know, powerlifting at the top level can be a nasty place, you know, and so now with you being recharged and re-energized, us as a team, it was great to see that moment. Even with your niece, you know, 185, 17 reps of that.
Yes.
That's, you know, and she hasn't trained, she hasn't lifted in a while.
Strong for something.
Yeah. She told me, she's like, I'm not going to lift. And then like watching Tamara say, we're going to bring it down, but we're going to do reps. And everybody's like, 1, 2. And then
Yes.
when she got to 10, I'm like, she's going to stop at 11, 12. And like, you know, just watching that moment, that to me was like amazing.
Yeah. And it really was. It's fun. She like for even when she came in, she was like, I'm not doing it. And I was
She was like, I'm doing one, that's it, just to say I did it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
I was making sure I record her.
Yeah. Yes. And it was so funny because she's like, well, I don't have socks. I was like, don't worry, we have socks. And then she was like, I don't have a hair tie to put my braids up.
Yeah, I saw you
have
brought
hair
it
ties.
up.
You know we got hair tie.
I was like, what's next? Because we got it. Like, stop. And you see, and her story is not mine to tell, but she's been through things.
You know what
and
I told her
see
today?
it.
You know what I told her? I said, girl, you strong on the outside, but that mental strength that you got on the, like, I see it.
Yes.
I don't know where it came from, not our story to tell, but I see it. I hope she
100%.
realized that I who don't know who she is, I see that strength in her.
Yes.
Yeah, not just the physical, but that mental strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw it when she started, like she did. She was like, I'm just going to do the one. And something happened where like that
clicked.
taste. And then I was like, all right, again and again and again. And like being able to see her, because I remember when she was younger and the struggles and being in a bigger body and being a full figure and stunning and beautiful, but it didn't fit the norm. And so to see her and to stand there and watch you, see, now it's my turn, watch you behind her, supporting her. Like, it was more than just this support and lifting. It was literally like that generation, like that. When you say like those coming behind me and watching you stand behind her was so overwhelming. I was like texting her mom and I'm like overwhelmed. I'm done watching this because she needed that. She needed that, and you gave it to her. And it was, and even today with the step class, like she's like, I have no rhythm, and she usually doesn't join, but she did because the girls wanted her to and they needed her to. And I watched as like when she was moving and did like something happening in her spirit and her body, and that's the freedom I want for all my girls, for my daughter, for my nieces, for my girls here, like that freedom there. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's been unreal.
Yeah. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. One of the things that I remember from that moment yesterday too is, so when I went for, I think it was my deadlift, I noticed Maui and the other guy had went to do an interview or something. They said we didn't even get to do the interview because all we heard was boom, boom, boom. And they're like, how many did you do? So them running back down and just hearing it, they didn't get to see it. I was like, somebody recorded, you gonna see it. Yeah. But let's go, let's go. It's just all those little things, all those moments, all those sharing that story with her. Like, that is why I do what I do. It is so much more than, this is bigger than me. And I said this from day one. This is not about me. This is bigger than me. To whom much greatness is given, like there's a lot that is expected. And with this opportunity that I was given, I know it's not just for the enrichment or fulfillment of my life. It's for others who were like me to realize that their gift is in the quirk, the weirdness, the awkwardness, the shape, whatever it is that you might find uncomfortable. Thrive and pour and be that, and just do it and be that. That's who you're supposed to be. So I too had lived uncomfortable in my body for such a long time. But once I embraced my body and loved her at all sizes, all shapes, and realized that at every age in my life I was somewhere different. Your weight goes up, your weight goes down. You may get darker in the summer, lighter in the winter. Your skin is dry, sometimes your skin is oily. Love you no matter where you are in life, and that's all you have to do in order to be your authentic, your greatness, and just, yeah. So, yeah, just love you in all seasons, for every reason, all the time.
I'd say, and I know y'all will agree immediately, tap into your team. I'm surrounded by an incredible team here at Benchmark. I always joke and say it feels like I work with like all my cousins. Like people are like, oh, we're work family, and I'm like, no. It's like all the cousins. Like when you go to the cookout, and you're like, where are my cousins at?
Right. Yeah.
Like that's the feeling. And like there's nothing within reason that we wouldn't do for each other and support one another in work and in personal life. And so to have that made it, while it felt really difficult because I was so beside myself about it being really good and like respecting and honoring what you wanted to do and not do and all of these things, I'm like, I don't want to run her down and I don't want to run her ragged, but I also like want to try to do this and a little bit of this. And so being able to have a team that stepped in and was like, how can we help? What do you need from us? You know, like the Airbnb, I was like, I'm not grown up enough to book an Airbnb. And so like, and how, like, don't worry, I got you. It's okay.
And it's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
And it's very intentional.
Yeah, like, and like, so it just like, it was little things like that. Being able to say to Darren on the media end of things, like, hey, here are the dates, here's what's happening, here's kind of what I'm hoping, can you make this come to life? And like, again, just those little, even with like filling up the Airbnb, one of my other coworkers was like, hey, is there anything, even if it's little or tedious, that I can do for you? I was like, girl, here's the information for the Airbnb. I need you to go and put all of these things in, you know, and the whole, and she took two of the girls with her and they were so excited to go and fill up the fridge and, you know, just kind of, and they're like, you know, damn, that's a lot of water and coconut. And I'm like, they're all our favorite things.
It's gone.
Right? I was like, there probably isn't, it might make it through the 2 days.
Like, I think we got 2 bottles left.
Yeah, but we got some more here. So if you want to take for the road. But yeah, and that too, like for them to get to be a part of that like they were having little tiffs about who gets to go. And I was like, I was like, here's who's going, here's not, here's what we need. You know, getting one of my other coworkers, getting the bodega ready with the shirts and hanging everything up and making sure that looked really like welcoming and just all of these things. That was the piece that like I couldn't have. It would have crashed and burned had I not had such an incredible team. And even with our leadership, like Will could have easily been like, okay, you got the ball rolling, I'll take it from here, since, you know, benchmark is mine. And he's like, no, you take that and then you tell us what to do. We'll follow your lead, which terrified me, but also spoke to him being like, this is you. Like, this was all you and Keisha. Y'all let us know what you need. It was a really, really big deal for me.
That's amazing. I think on our side, on the back end, is being intentional. We get a lot of requests for, hey, we need you to come show up here and do X, Y, and Z, but it doesn't kind of fit with Tamara's why, and with all the things that she has going on, finding time to travel and do these events and, you know, tap into the things that are important to her, which is the youth. When we get certain requests, the reason why your email stuck out, I think we got on a 3-way call, and I was like, I can't even explain it. I'm going to just read you the email. I'm going to read you the email because there's a lot here, and I just think it's going to be great, you know? But sometimes we get requests like, hey, we have a gym opening. Can you show up here? Or we got some kids we want you to talk to. Well, what are we talking about, you know? And so I think community service or community events has become a buzzword, but the reality of the work that's being done, the true work that's being done, and it's not performative, but it's actually what is going to benefit that community. I think that's the part that a lot of times gets lost. And the places that we do go to, there is a synergy between who Tamara is. There is that intentionality with reaching out, you know, and connecting with her. And that's when you get the best from her. You know, is when she can connect to what's going on. So I think that's, from the back end part of it, that's what we would say, like, hey, if you want to get her involved, actually know who she is, actually see what's going on in her life, what she's speaking to, and if there's a connection there, let's do something intentional.
Yeah. I think for me, if I can tear a page out of this book or just rip a piece out of it or something, I'd take this to every inner city.
Yeah.
Because it's about the future and who comes behind us. And thinking about me coming from 84 square miles, Little St. Croix being the #1 something in the world, like, what are we tapping into, and what geniuses, what champion is out there? The next #1 something could be standing in this building right now. And they need the opportunity to be poured into, to know in a safe space, given with grace, that they can get there. Because someone is telling them, not at 30 when I started, but at 15, at 16, at 17, someone who truly believes in them. Because that's what I had with my coach, right? So I started powerlifting as a single mom, 2 kids, walked into the gym, realized I was strong, but I needed that guidance. And that's what my coach Dan did for me at the time. Like, he told me, girl, you strong, even when I wasn't, right? And then I believed him. And with that belief, it grew into what it is today. So me coming here, I would rip a page out of Benchmark's book and put it in every inner city. But magic that's happening here it's just not gonna happen by itself. You're gonna have the right team, the right people, the right reasons. But it's magic. It's magical. Yeah, it's magical here. What you guys do in our apps is absolutely amazing. And just looking at every kid's eyes, I feel like I'm looking at little Tamara or little Majali, my daughter, or little Bryce, right? And them being surrounded by people that pour into them at this age, with everything that we're going on with in the world right now, it's so important and it's so needed, because the next champion, the next author, the next bestseller, the next doctor, the person who's going to create the next big thing could be standing in those hallways right out there, right now. And they just needed a shot. Someone believed in them. Yep.
Do I have to share anything? I feel like it was all so, like, I don't really have a team, but I mean, me working with Lydia and just having people to support me throughout my process as an artist, even having the girls paint, that's something, like, I stress and try to do everything myself as an artist. So having the help to get it done in the allotted time that I had, is always something that I will never take for granted, being an artist and having people, even when I don't know how to ask for help, which I need to be better at. But yeah.
Finding people you trust, or it is tough in today's day and age. I would say the universe has aligned me, my team, with people like Tamara. I mean, going back to how we met, you broke the record. That morning that I got the call from Ron, my auntie Carlene called me and she's crying. She's bawling on the phone. She's like, oh my God, this woman just broke these records and she has this hoop and she looks just like me. And my aunt is bald and she had blonde hair at the time.
She's dark-skinned like me.
Dark.
Yeah.
And she is bawling. Like, she's so emotional, but like rough around the edges. We'll cuss you out in a second. If you know, New Yorker, Trini New Yorker. And she's like crying and she's like sending it to me. I'm like, oh, okay. And then she's like, and then like I just keep seeing it on my page. And then Ron calls me and he's like, Dominique, what are you doing? We're jumping on a call. Like, have a new client, X, Y, and Z. Have you seen Tamara Walcott? And I'm like, no. And he's like, she's broke the record. And I'm like, my aunt just sent me that video, you know? So for me, it's like alignment, very spiritual, so alignment. And then I feel like when the universe puts certain things in our space, you just have to trust it, you know? And we don't do things that don't feel right. So that's another thing. Tamara has kind of set her guidelines for us as a team. We try to push them, of course, because we want to grow. And there are certain times where she'll say, okay, I can see it you guys' way. I don't 100% agree yet, but I see the vision, let's do it. And there's times where it's a hard no.
And it's a hard no because of the person.
Right.
Not even the
it's not the
issue.
thing. It's sometimes
yeah.
the people that are aligned in it and she doesn't feel it. We're all spiritual people once again. So if her spirit doesn't feel it and, you know, we just don't do it. So like setting boundaries, listening to your intuition. I know a lot of people have moved away from intuition, but we listen to our intuition. We respect each other's boundaries, and we just know the end goal. You know, when she first met us, she said, I want X, Y, and Z. I want a TV show. I want to be with Oprah. I want to work with The Rock. All these things that she said. And to this day, those things haven't changed. You know, we may have to pivot to figure out how to get there with the climate that we're in or with life and the different directions that we're going, but those things haven't changed. And so she trusts us enough to know that we're going to work to get her there. And we trust her enough to know that she's still going to be amazing so that we have the opportunity to put her in those spaces.
But I have to put in my part too as well. I have to continue to put forth effort and work hard and things of that nature.
I always say, and I'll stand by it, I'm a people watcher. So I'm like, you can say what you want and you can go on and on and on, but I'm watching. I'm watching how you move. I'm watching how you behave. Does it match? And if it doesn't, I'm like, I can't roll with you. And I've gotten many times where it's like, don't be that way. Don't do that. And I'm like, like, because I've gone through so much hurt and have been burned so severely that I'm like, no more. And it was because I didn't listen, because I didn't trust my intuition, because I didn't trust discernment. And so, like, I'm very, very, like, just watching and then waiting. And I'm like, okay, does it match? And if it doesn't, I'm like, this just isn't going to work. And if it does, then great. Like, let's do it. Let's build this. Let's build the relationship, and, you know, see what happens.
Yeah. For me, it's almost like actions speak louder than words for me. I look at it from that perspective. Also, there's been times where I've had to love people from afar because we don't align. So although I may not totally put you out of my life, I'm going to have to love you from afar, right? And that's something that I had to learn, because when things don't align, people pull you down. And when you're stuck, you can't climb, right? So where you're held back, you can't climb. So I think trust for me is I'm kind of like you, though, when it comes to what you say and what you do don't add up.
Right.
Like, it's not matching.
Right.
It's not matching, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a step back. And like my grandmother said, sometimes you have to give people enough rope to hand themselves, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you have to give them that little extra. Like when you're walking a dog on the leash and it's like, why are you pulling me? Like, you have to give them that slack in order for them to to know, like, do I pull them closer or should I let them go away? So I love people from afar, but I am big on watching people's attitudes and what they say and their body language, because actions speak louder than words. Like, and yeah, that's kind of how I build trust, just off of what you say and what you do.
Yeah, I feel
and
like
do they
that's
align?
probably why we all aligned, because
Yeah.
I don't want to say the same thing again, but like I work so hard and do everything that I say I'm going to do that if somebody's not doing that, I'm looking at them funny. So I'm just like, I go through so many things. Like I take care of my dad. So like if people have excuses, I'm like, I'm doing so many things and still showing up for my business. So I don't want to hear your excuses. I don't have time for it anymore.
That's one thing I take from Tamara. I'm like, she's a mom. She works a full-time job. She goes to the gym 4 to 5 times a week. So anything that's going on in my life, I might be sitting down one day and like, I don't want to do this. And I'm like, that's what Tamara's doing. Something, you know?
It might be 10 o'clock
Like
at
what would
night.
Tamara do?
It's funny.
I told Monique, I'm like, we have to like re-engage with our fitness, because we'll go hard for a while and then we'll make up excuses. Oh, life, the kids, this, that. We're trying to chase this
And then
contract.
they see my video, the cut is cutting.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yes.
Or even
Never miss a mother Monday.
Yeah,
Never.
or even just being around her here and just hearing the things that you're saying. I'm like, I fell in love again with like the grind and the hustle and the you gotta just get it done. You know, we don't have excuses, but the balance of still finding time to do those things. So for Monique and I, it's like we balance everything except for fitness. And we work in sports, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like we'll go hard for it for a while and then we'll say, oh, life is busy, we're traveling, we're doing this. And then listening to Tamara this weekend, I'm like, okay, we're back at it. As soon as we get back, not Monday, but as soon as I get home, we're back at it.
I know, even this weekend, they look at you good? You good? You good? Are you squatting? Yeah, this is what I do. And do you see the energy that I'm feeding off right now? We're squatting today. Yes, we are.
I'm looking like a concerned parent on the side of the video. Like, I'm like, you're going for what's the max we're doing today? She's like, no, I'm gonna stop. And then I see her going down 1, 2. And
Oh yeah, so I said we're gonna that's the trick there. Like we load 500 on the bar and like, oh, this is your max, okay. So she thought it was 1 and then looked over, saw her. Oh, we going for 4. Okay. Yeah.
it's just authorized.
But that's funny because when I did the Ulta Beauty commercial, and I'll share this with you guys, I sent my coach a video, right? And he's like, Tamara, where are you? Now, mind you, I was on set. So I told them on set, they were like, we could use fake plates, da-da-da. No, I'm in prep. I ain't using no fake plates. So you going to go to somebody's gym and borrow some 45s. I have the gym right here. And I'm deadlifting, and I send him the video. So one of the camera guys, I was like, can you take a video of this? Because this is my top set. And I got to send it to my coach. He calls me. He's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm in California on the West Coast.
It's not an authorized trip.
And tomorrow we're going to be on a cliff, and there's snake wranglers that I have to walk up this. He's like, Tamara, do not wring your ankle. And he's like, great 585 on the deadlift. Like, it was perfect. He's like, but you're traveling hours, and you're competing in 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm sorry. But yeah, so I got it done.
It's that middle child energy.
It's that middle child energy.
But that's like filling
you ain't
into
gonna tell me what to do.
That goes to like you having to fill your own cup, and you want to do these things, but you always have to worry about not hurting yourself. Like I'm gonna be scared I'm gonna hurt my wrist or something when I do stuff. So
Same.
Yeah.
So as I'm walking up the hill, they're like, oh, can you put these heels on? Absolutely not. So we need a long dress.
Right.
And I had 2 people helping me walk slow up this hill to get this done, to make sure that I didn't injure myself.
Yeah.
Couldn't go skating because I didn't want to injure myself. Like, there's a lot of things that I don't do because it's my livelihood, right?
Right. Like I need to insure these hands.
Yeah. I'll go first because a lot of people ask me all the time, like, girl, where do you find time? Like, where do you find time to walking the dog? I got a man, got the kids. I still work in corporate America right now, and I'm a coach. So I have a tons of just like all those kids out there, probably all your kids. You turn on your mom voice. I turn on my mom voice with all my athletes that I coach. And then I still have to train myself. I still have to take care of me. I still have to do the regular things like going to the grocery store, going to doctor's appointments. I just look at it as perspective of what's more important, right? And I prioritize what's more important. And there's some things that can wait, and then there's some things that have to get done now. And I look at it from that perspective. So we all have the same 24 hours in a day. I might have a checklist for my checklist that has a checklist for that checklist. But still, what's hot on this checklist that I need to get done now? And I don't worry about it. I give myself grace when I'm not able to accomplish everything. I tap into my village, right? So let's say I have a lot going on. Like right now, my kids are with their dad. Right? Like, hey, I'm there with him for the summer. Or let's say there's doctor's appointments. Mom, can you take Bryce to his eye doctor? Can you take Majli to her eye doctor? Like, these are things just tapping into my village and understanding that it's okay to raise my hand and ask for help. Because mom guilt was a big thing when I started this, right? They're like, you in the gym again? Where are the kids at? With my mother. Like, they are well taken care of at grandma's house, right? But it's not, it used to sneak up on me and I would feel guilty about training and taking care of me. Like, I was in that gym trying to save my life. I was a food addict, eating myself to death. 2 cheeseburgers away from a heart attack, probably. And people still would call me when I'm in the gym and be like, ooh, you in the gym training again? Like, where are the kids at? With my mom, with their dad. And then when they got old enough, started taking them to the gym with me, or they'd be old enough, the law, I could leave them home for an hour and come back, right? So it's like, I just make sure that I tapped into my village and the people around me, and what didn't get done, didn't get done. I'll do it another day, not beating myself up about it. In the islands, they say, what are you crying about? Spilt milk. Just clean it up, pour yourself another glass, and keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
The mom guilt. I'm actually in this stage of life. My kids are grown, and like again that timing, because I could have never and would have. I shouldn't say wouldn't have ever been able to, but I just didn't. There's a long line of women in my family who the belief is just sacrifice. Give of yourself till you have nothing left for your children. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. And I'm at a place in my life where not only are they older, but outside of my husband, my kids are probably my biggest fans. My daughter doesn't lift, like it's not her thing, at least not yet. Like she's like, oh, I'll try it. But my son has really taken off, and getting to work somewhere where I can not just bring him with me, but they're like, give him a key, like make sure he can get in and out when he wants to. And it's been incredible to see when we're able to work out together and he pushes me and he'll talk to me sometimes. I'm like, yo, I'm still your mom. Like, relax. Because he'll be like, you're not going to put another plate on that? And I'm like, bro, like, relax. Today's not a max out day. Like, I'm happy. And he's like, all right, I guess. But I also, it's so exciting to have that push from him. And even with my kids, I had, fun fact, signed up for a competition, and it's in September. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. My kids are like, you paid for it, you signed up.
You gonna finish it?
Yeah, like what?
We gonna finish it.
And I'm just like, what? And they're like, And I'm like, yeah, but I want my son's like, it don't matter where your numbers are.
Nope.
Like where they are, was it where they are, and
You versus you.
Yep.
yeah. And the same with my husband. He's like, babe, especially because like. He's like the money manager, and he's like, like, it already came out of the account. Yeah, he's like, you going.
You gonna get this done.
But yeah, like that's, I am in, right now in this incredible place in my life, and still being able to be an example to my kids. Like when I put up a video of a new PR and my daughter will share and be like, that's my mom. What does your mom do? And I'm like undone. I'm undone. And I'm like, it was only, 200. It wasn't bit like it. And she's just like, that's my, what's y'all moms doing?
Right.
And so, yeah, it's been really, this season of life is really beautiful. And I think forgiving myself too, as a mother, for the mistakes and even for the way I didn't take care of myself for a long time.
Well, you look good. So.
Now I'm like, that 20-year-old.
Good. Okay. Yes.
Well, I would say I have not figured out balance all the way as yet.
You a timekeeper though.
Yeah, timekeeper.
Like, we got to go.
Yeah, I peeped that right away. I was like, oh, she stopped playing.
I think right now it's I live an unconventional life because of the work that we do, and so finding the white spaces. So if I'm in the gym, I can respond to emails. I can take calls on the phone. Everything doesn't have to be a Zoom with me dressed up. It can be a phone call, drop the kids off at practice and I'm going to the grocery store at that time. So multitasking and finding the white spaces, but I would be lying if I said that I've mastered balance and my life is so balanced out. It is different every single day. We are figuring it out
As we go.
as we go. I came from being just full-time entrepreneur, go, to now being responsible for kids. And so that has completely shifted where I'm still like, go. The agency is growing, clients are doing more amazing things and still have to just figure it out. So work in progress, hopefully the next time we sit down here, I have a better answer for that. But right now what works is finding the white spaces in the day. If I wake up at 2:00 in the morning because I can't sleep, I'm responding to emails. I might be looking at different things on the internet, or I'm researching, or, watching YouTube to try to learn new things. But it doesn't look like the conventional 9-to-5 life. It doesn't look like that at all, but it's working. The work is working.
What's it? Avita called it harmonizing.
Yeah, harmonizing. Right.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So for me, being a full-time entrepreneur and artist, and having to shift my life within the last few months because of my dad having spine surgery, I'm still trying to find that balance, but it gets easier every day. But nature is a big one for me. I like being out by water, away from everybody. Nobody can get me on my phone because there's no signal. So I try to hike if I can, and it inspires my art as well, if you couldn't tell. But yeah, just trying to pour back into myself is something that I've been working on for the last couple years now, of going through different programs in the city as well, because I pour so much into my community and I have to pour back into myself. And saying no is a big one for me. So I'm getting there.
Finding balance by saying no.
Yes.
Your limitations,
Yeah.
giving yourself grace. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Unless we're supposed to meet to work out, then she's not allowed to say no.
You were not here this morning.
She'll complain the whole time. She'll complain. She'll be like, I don't want to be here, just so you know. And I'm like, that's fine. That's fine.
The hardest part
I was like, what are we doing now?
One of the things that I've been doing, and I'll share this, is that my mind's always going, right? And it's like I almost feel like I can't slow down. So I've been really good at lately when I'm thinking about something, and because I'm really impulsive, like I'm an impulsive thinker and I would be fixated on it forever, I write it down. Because I fixate on it because I don't want to forget about it. But now when I write it down, I can move forward. But as far as like giving myself like or self-care for myself, that looks like Tamara on somebody's beach. So I would want to be near water. If a pool is the only choice and I have to go to a spa, then that's what my disconnect to reconnect looks like. Because it's important for me to feel recharged and not feel forced. I have to love what I do. And if I'm not loving it in the moment, I have to take a couple steps back in order to get forward. And that's disconnecting from it to reconnect to it. Because when you love something, you're always going to come back. But you may just need a moment away from it in order to fall back in love with it. So disconnecting for Tamara is next to water, getting her feet done maybe, getting her nails done. When you look good, you feel good. That's how I recharge myself. I'm 2 seconds away from cutting my hair off again. I really feel like the next time y'all see me on live, I'll be bald-headed again. But that's been it. Like, it's all about looking good, feeling good, taking care of yourself, pouring back into yourself. I do a lot with my hands. My hands, I don't want them to look like a 80-year-old man that we're working in the trenches. Like, so I want to feel soft, you know? So I take care of myself next to water and just loving on me, like my nails, my feet, my hair, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I obviously go hiking, like I said, but I try to journal a lot too. Most of the time when I'm feeling bad, but I need to do it when I'm have good moments like this. So then I can read back and reflect as well. And therapy is a big one for me as well. I feel guilty if I miss therapy. So it's a big part of my life.
Oh man, The nails are definitely a huge one. When I go to my nail tech tomorrow, she's gonna be like, "What did you do?" And it's so interesting. Like I'm looking at you, I'm like, "How do you lift with those?" Because I have that. Like we're at a point now that she knows. Like when I reach a certain point, she just cuts them down because she immediately knows like they're gonna get in the way for me, and so she'll just cut them down, no questions. I actually have been teaching myself how to do like cupping and lymphatic massage on myself, and like I'll like make my husband be a guinea pig too, but and even sometimes with
Like,
my
honey,
kids,
lay here.
yeah, I'm like, if you black out, don't worry. So and like doing those things, but it is like just it like it feels so good and it feels different. I'm like, oh, like I can feel my body like really relax. When I'm out with my dog, like we hit the trail and I just let him off the leash and follow after him. And we're like, you know, we'll eventually get back to where we started, but we just go. And that for me, those are really super like peaceful things. And then other days, honest to God, some of my most peaceful like recharge is just watching reruns of Golden Girls. My son's like, Mom.
Again.
And I'm like, what? He's like, you're literally like talking along with the episode. Like you've watched, but I'm like, it's just sometimes I'm like, I don't want to have to
It's a comfort show.
Yeah, like I don't want to have to think. I don't want to have to pay attention to the show. I don't want to, I just want to like be mush for a little.
Which Golden Girl are you?
Dorothy with a little sprinkle of Blanche.
Okay.
But Dorothy through and through, like that. Since I was young, I was like, that's my girl. That's my girl. I'm like, that mouth.
Yep.
So yeah, those for me are like my go-tos.
And I think for me right now, walking. I haven't figured out the whole self-care and disconnecting as yet, but walking has been something that I've committed myself to. And so sometimes when I'm taking phone calls or I know I have to take a tense phone call, I'll just walk, you know? So even after I can clear my mind and kind of like recap it. And then I also, like you said, Tamara, my mind is always going. And so I'll just watch documentaries on something totally unrelated to like get my mind off of the everyday things. But I always want to learn. Like I don't watch TV and things like that. I'm always like thinking about what the next thing is. So I might look up something on Bora Bora or like the smallest country with a beach in the world, you know, just to learn about it and escape, you know, escape for, you know, a moment in time while still feeding my brain in a way. So that's my kind of quirk is that I'm always on. And so I have to find the things that like, okay, well, I have to take these calls. I have to do this, but I'll walk. You know, I'm getting my exercise. I'm getting to clear my mind. You know, sometimes it helps me with the negotiation because I'm like, I'm breathing hard because I'm walking up the hill and people have sympathy on me at moments. So those have been my two things is like just watching documentaries on something completely unrelated to whatever I'm dealing with in the moment and then walking.
I think for me, hearing you say that, for me, it's if I don't, who will?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have to say anything else.
But no, listen.
If I don't do it, who's gonna do it?
Yeah.
It has to be me.
Right.
It has to be me that
Amen.
fights for little Tammy. That's one of those girls or boys or someone listening to this podcast. If I don't do it, who will?
Yeah.
So that's it for me. I'm
See,
sorry.
yeah.
I have
No,
chills.
listen.
I have like
I've
had
had You're
I'm
talking about
sorry.
synergy.
Yeah.
And that is literally like, it's not like on any of our stuff or anything like that, but internally in Benchmark, that is literally our motto. If not us, then who? We live by that. Every time we have a training or something is coming up or something is happening, literally, we're all like, if not us, then who? So for you to say that, and it's literally for me, like not even just little me anymore, but like my daughter and these girls, I'm like, we're not doing it. We're not doing, you will not silence them. You will not tell them they need to sit down and be quiet. it, they can be fierce and soft all in the same time. Because I didn't. I was very like, let's go.
Know
let's
your place.
go.
Or back in the day, they were like, know your place. Like, what is my place?
Yeah,
What
I
place
didn't
is
know I
that?
had one.
Right.
Because I'm all over.
Hello.
Especially if you see what's
me
going on up
too.
here, I'm all over the place.
Yes, me too.
So
Yeah.
it absolutely, and even for our young men, like you know, it's like it's not like no, they're not stereotypes. A lot of them were dealt crappy hands that they didn't ask for, and so helping them and pouring into them, like again from like the mom side or the female side, and being able to be like, yo, that comment was out of pocket, and let's talk about that, and they're so receptive, and they're like, damn, like they care enough and love me enough to be like.
To check you, right?
And,
right?
and they receive it. They knock on wood. I've never had a student who's like, you know, especially our young men. And you've just seen some of them are huge. They can be like, girl,
Like he 15,
right? I'm gonna squash you. And they're so it's like they want it, they long for it, and so being able to give them that. But for you to say that is so crazy because it is literally. Like our internal, we live by that, we operate by that. If not us, then who?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived my life that way because, again, nothing was handed to me. I built everything I have from the ground up. So if I'm not showing up for me, nobody else is going to be doing it. So I have no other choice.
I think in my space, there were so many stereotypes coming in as a Black female and athlete management. It's not many. And for me, it's like I'm an athlete advocate. I advocate for my clients. So what I'm saying is the right thing for my clients. So why would I back down? Because if I back down, I fail my client.
I call her the shark.
And it's built in me. It's like our parents taught us how to debate very early on. They wanted us to be critical thinkers. They were like, you don't just take what anybody says, which in a Caribbean household is the complete opposite. Because, you know, in the Caribbean, you're taught like your elders are smart and this is what they say. If they say you step on a crack, you break your mama back, that is exactly what is going to happen. Even if we know that it's pseudoscience, like you better repeat it. And so our parents taught us like you have to debate it. And so very early on, to their detriment, I just learned how to be me. And so I think it prepared me for my career. But if I don't advocate for my client, then I fail them at the end of the day. So I can't back down because then we all lose. So then my job isn't done.
Yeah, the pressure.
And the same with our students, with our kids. It's like if we don't, nobody else will.
Nobody else will, yeah.
And then they either cower or they're just constantly swinging.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a harmony. You don't have to do one or the other.
Right.
You can find that. And so showing them how to do that and walking alongside them.
Right.
Not doing it for them, but walking alongside so that they know how to do it and walk into adulthood doing it.
Yeah. And for me, it's kind of like satisfaction because I get men mad every day. Like, every day.
They be too scared to talk to me.
Every single day. It brings me joy. I'll call Monique for that. I'll call Monique sometimes like, guess what I did? You know, like, and, you know, I get so many flowers for it on the back and they'll never say it in public.
Never do.
But they're like, yo, you were right. You fought for it. You know, you did it gracefully, you know. And you stood toe to toe with us. And so at the end of the day, I'm like, this is me. If it was a man doing it, it's okay. But when a woman does it, all of a sudden it's an issue. So I'm like, let's get on level playing field here. If you can do it, so can I. You know? And I can probably do it better because I'm also looking at it from a different perspective. So I know how you're thinking and how you want to do it, but I also know that woman intuition. And so I bring those things into everything that I do. And it just makes me better at it. So.
What Beyonce said? Who'll run the world?
Right.
Girl.
Literally.